Hey Duelists, Pheromone here, and if you're ready to advance your duels, then you're probably just as excited as I am for the latest set in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game. That's right, we are about to receive Duelists Advance. Today, we're going to cover new cards in Duelists Advance that will push existing strategies to the next level. That's right, some of your favorite decks actually are getting some brand new cards, and this is really exciting. But before we get started, remember, you can find your Duelist Advance cards at your official tournament store on July 2nd, and everywhere else you find the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game on July 4th. But alright Duelists, it's time to advance. Starting with a card I know is going to be very exciting for a huge cross-section of Yu-Gi-Oh! Fans, Kaiba the Legend. So ever since the new Blue Eyes White Destiny structure deck arrived, Duelists have gone back and forth of what the right number of Blue Eyes White Dragons are. Some people run 1, 2, I myself run 3, but Kaiba the Legend, he might be here to help settle the debate with his powerful effect on exactly how many Blue Eyes to run. So, if Kaiba the Legend is normal or special summon, you can show 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons in your hand or your deck, face up field, even your graveyard, and then special summon 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon from either your hand, deck, or graveyard. If you special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon while Kaiba the Legend is in your graveyard, except during the damage step, you can banish this card and then add a Blue Eyes monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use each of these powerful effects of Kaiba the Legend once per turn, but what an awesome card that can get so much started just by itself. And because it's a light tuner, it fits perfectly into a deck that's already using the great new support released this year for the legendary Engine of Destruction. Think about cards like Mausoleum of White, it's an extra normal summon. We'll see though if the debate is finally settled once and for all, and I know personally, again, I am definitely running 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. But speaking of powerful normal monsters, let's talk about some new Primite cards. Starting with a new fusion spell? Okay, that is right. Primite Fusion lets you fusion summon 1 dragon fusion monster from your extra deck by shuffling its materials from your field or your graveyard, even your banishment, into the deck, including a normal monster. You can also banish Primite Fusion from the graveyard and add a level 5 or higher Primite monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand, but you can only use each effect of Primite Fusion once per turn. So, awesome card that gives you great access to Primite Imperial Dragon. That's right, there are level 5 or higher Primite monsters. But speaking of which, let's talk about the great new fusion monster coming out in Duelists Advance, Primite Dragon Nether Berzelius. The materials are 1 Primite monster and 1 or more normal monsters, and Primite Dragon Nether Berzelius gains 1,000 attack for each normal monster used for its fusion summon. Get this, it also just negates the activated effects of your opponent's monsters that they control, whose levels or ranks or link ratings are less than or equal to the number of normal monsters on your field and in your graveyard. And if it's sent to the graveyard from the field, you can special summon a normal monster from your deck in defense position. So both cards do work well with Blue Eyes White Dragon, but this also allows for a lot of other normal decks. Think about Ojama, maybe Magic Key, maybe you're playing Dark Magician. There's a lot of different normal monster decks that can thrive, and I can't wait to try each of these. We know how good Primite has been, but speaking of good cards, let's take an all-new Xyz monster that is just sprung out of the beyond here to help the pop star power players, Argo Stars Adventurous Arion. So get this, once per turn, you can also Xyz summon Argo Stars Adventurous Arion by using 1 Argo Stars monster you control, and you'll transfer its materials to that card. If Arion is Xyz summoned, you can add an Argo Stars spell from your deck to your hand, and during the standby phase, you can attach 2 materials from this card and place up to 3 Argo Star continuous trap cards from your graveyard face up into your spell and trap zone. You can only use each of the effects of Argo Stars Adventurous Arion once per turn, but this is a really interesting deck, right? If you haven't played Argo Stars before, it's kind of a tricked out trap monster deck that allows you to amass a number of continuous trap cards as monsters that are level 4 and warriors, and they've got various effects that really help you keep into the duel. Sometimes you'll gain life, you'll search out powerful cards, but now you've got a new Argo Star monster for your extra deck that'll help you reimburse using those precious level 4 Argo Star trap monsters. So very cool stuff. I think the Argo Stars are a great deck, but if you think they're the only fighters with fresh fits, well, it's time to think again. Duelist Advance also brings forth a fresh start for Vanquish Soul, so let's get started with Vanquish Soul Start. So, you can target a Vanquish Soul monster you control and add one Vanquish Soul monster with a different attribute from your deck to your hand. And if a Vanquish Soul monster or monsters you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can reveal a Vanquish Soul monster in your hand instead. That's right. Just reveal. Just reveal it. You don't have to do anything with it. You just reveal it. And during the end phase, if you control 2 or more Vanquish Soul monsters, you also get to set a Vanquish Soul trap from your deck. But of course, you can only use each of these amazing effects once per turn. So I don't even know where to start. Get it? Where to start? But for real though, this is an incredible field spell. It adds consistency to the deck. It's got inherent protection just for playing Vanquish Soul cards. Remember, you're just revealing it. And it even advances the duel by giving you access to trap cards in your deck. So this is everything you want in a field spell, but we're not just adding a new map to Vanquish Souls. There's new characters too. So let's get right on into introducing Vanquish Soul Hollie Sue. So during the main phase, quick effect, you can reveal another Vanquish Soul monster in your hand and special summon Vanquish Soul Hollie Sue from your hand. And there's another quick effect here too. Get this, you can activate one of these effects by revealing monsters in your hand with the listed attributes. If you show Earth and Dark, you get to take control of a monster your opponent controls with the lowest attack until the end phase. Pretty great. And Fire and Dark, another Vanquish Soul special, you'll special summon a non-psychic Vanquish Soul monster from your deck. But you can only use each of Hollie Sue's effects once per turn, and you can't activate more than one of them in the same chain. And I understand, Hollie Sue is incredible. Not only is taking an opponent's monster extremely disruptive, but her rare light attribute status, in this deck it means she'll work well with Vanquish Soul cards that are looking for different attributes, right? There's really not a lot of light, usually they're using for Earth, Dark, or Fire. But it's also level 5, that's never really stopped Vanquish Soul before, and you're going to have a hard time stopping Vanquish Soul when another new card, Vanquish Soul Rocks, rolls on by. So Vanquish Soul Rocks requires 2 or more level 4 Vanquish Soul monsters, but for that specific requirement you get some great effects. There's also another way to summon it though. So once per turn, if a Vanquish Soul monster battled this turn, you can also Exceed summon Vanquish Soul Rocks by using one Vanquish Soul monster or one rock of the Vanquisher you control. And you'll transfer any materials over to the card just like those traditional Exceed summons when you transfer cards. Rocks also gains effects based on the attributes of the attached materials. So we talked about Vanquish Soul attributes. Dark, your opponent's monsters are going to lose 800 attack. Fire, Vanquish Soul monsters you control are going to gain 1,000 attack. And Earth, well, you can attach material from Vanquish Soul Rocks and destroy one card the opponent controls. And notice, I didn't say you could only use that effect once per turn either. So Vanquish Soul Rocks presents a little bit of spot removal along with some great attack modulation for both sides of your battle phase, right? They're going to lose attack, you're going to gain attack. So really, really good stuff. And overall, Vanquish Souls have a fresh coat of paint. It's going to assist an already powerful deck. But it's time. We are going to shift gears to talk about one of the most celebrated strategies, Sky Strikers. So, first up, brand new Link monster, Sky Striker Ace equals 0. You can only special summon Sky Striker Ace equals 0 once per turn, and the requirements are 2 Sky Striker Ace monsters. And you can't even use this monster as a Link material either. But get this, if Sky Striker Ace 0 is special summoned, you can add one Sky Striker spell from your deck or graveyard to your hand. That equals way more than 0. And there's also a quick effect. You contribute Sky Striker Ace equals 0 to special summon Sky Striker Ace Ray and Sky Striker Ace Rose. And you get them from your deck or your graveyard practically anywhere, and then you get to destroy a card on the field. You are locked in only using one of these effects and only one effect that turn, but I think we're going to see plenty more of Ray and Rose in the foreseeable future. Just really great stuff for a deck that everyone already loves. And speaking of love, why don't we take a look at another new tool in the Sky Striker arsenal, Sky Striker Special Maneuver, Lemnis Gate. With this quick play spell card, you get to target an equal number number of Sky Striker Ace monsters and Sky Striker spells in your graveyard, and you're going to shuffle them back into your deck. Then, for every 3 shuffled cards, you return 1 card on the field to the hand. If a Sky Striker monster is special summoned to your field while this card is in your graveyard, of course, except during the damage step, you can banish this card and immediately after the effect resolves, link summon 1 Sky Striker Ace Link monster. But you can only use each effect of Sky Striker Special Maneuver Lemnis Gate once per turn. So 2 very powerful cards for an already powerful deck. I'm really excited to see where Sky Striker Duelists take this deck once Duelist Advance arrives. But we are not done yet. Let's take a look at a final trap card, Trap Holic, for the duelist in your life that loves trap cards. So, Trap Holic lets you target 1 spell or trap card you control and destroy it. And if you do, you set 1 normal trap from your deck, and it can even be activated this turn, well, while you control 3 or more trap cards in the graveyard. This is perfect for duelists who love decks that prominently feature normal trap cards, including the Labyrinth family of cards that's depicted in the art. And look at how gorgeous this card looks, right? You've got Arius, Lovely, Ariane, Ariana, even Chandrag, Lear, and Stovey Torby have come out to play. So just really cool options for an already cool deck. And speaking of options, there's lots of great options in Duelist Advance for plenty of cool decks. And I think the right card we already know will bring an existing strategy to another level. You can find these cards in Duelist Advance when it drops down into your official tournament store again when? July 2nd and July 4th, everywhere else you find Yu-Gi-Oh! I can't wait to see how this set is going to advance your duels, right? But until then, thanks as always for watching, and we'll see you in the next one, friend. Take care. Can't wait to see those advanced duels.